Anirban, you are muted.
Sorry. So, on behalf of IISER Kolkata, I welcome you all. So today we are going to start this open discussion session. Can't you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Anirban, you are muted.
No, we can hear.
No, we can hear him now.
We can hear him now.
On behalf of IISER Kolkata, I welcome you all. So today we are going to start this open discussion session. Can't you hear me?
Yes.
Anirban, you are muted.
No, we can hear.
No, we can hear him now.
We can hear him now.
There is some loop.
Welcome you all. So today we are going to start this open discussion session.
I think the loop is coming from
Yes.
Anirban, you are muted.
from Doiro sir's
No, we can hear
audio.
him. There
Yeah.
is some loop.
The loop is coming from Doiro sir's audio. If Doiro sir mutes himself while, if one speaks at a time, then no problem should occur.
Okay, now it's fine, right? Okay. Yeah. So from IISER Kolkata, today we are organizing an open discussion session where we'll meet every queries regarding our BSMS program at IISER Kolkata. Today we have with us our Dean of Academic Affairs, Professor Rangit Bhattacharya, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Professor Bidisha Sinha, our GEC Kolkata, Professor Ritesh Singh, and our Dean of Student Affairs, Professor Ayan Banerjee. And we have our Dean of International Relations and Outreach, Professor Devashish Kole, and myself, Professor Anirban Banerjee. I'm the Associate Dean of International Relations and Outreach. At the beginning, we'll show you some slides on IISER Kolkata, and then we'll open the discussion. First, the presentation will be from the academic point of view. The presentation will be regarding the students' life at IISER Kolkata.
So, should I start now?
Yeah, so please start your presentation. I request Professor Rangit Bhattacharya.
All right.
Yes, please.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
All right. So, first of all, thank you very much, Anirban, and thank you everyone for being with us, all the students or the IISER Kolkata admission aspirant, those who would like to join BSMS program. So, a very warm welcome to all of you. Now, I would like to tell you very quickly about the BSMS program, mostly the important features. The BSMS program, it is our flagship program of IISER Kolkata, and there are two BSMS programs, one for computational and data sciences. The other BSMS program is for natural sciences, and mathematical sciences. So I'm going to talk about both the programs, but there are some common features that you need to know about IISER Kolkata BSMS program. It's 5-year program. Both the programs that we are going to talk about today, 5-year program, both the programs have multiple exit, in the sense like the students who join this program after 1 year or 2 year or 3 years of study, if they decide to exit the program, they usually get a certificate or a diploma or Bachelor of Science. We'll tell you more about that in the later part of the presentation. Then the standard features, which are very, very common in all institutes but must be mentioned. In the 5-year, every academic year will have 2 semesters, and between the semester you will have summer and the winter breaks, and during each semester you will have multiple theory, laboratory, and project courses. And finally, the BSMS program at the end has its capstone MS project. So that too, we have separate presentation on that. Now, what you see here is basically the broad structure of the BSMS program. We start from the bottom. So you see the level 1, the students who join the BSMS program, they are at level 1, and in IISER Kolkata, they have to take all 5 subjects: chemistry, biology, earth sciences, geological sciences, and then mathematics and physics. And also we have the computer science and humanities courses right from the level 1. So after every student studies all 5 subjects, in the second year, in the level 2, they select 3 subjects out of the 5. These 3 subjects, we call them pre-major. So before you select a particular major subject, you basically try one of the 3 subjects, so 3 out of 5. And then in the 4th semester, you drop one of the pre-major and keep only 2. And then finally, when you go to level 3, then you choose one pre-major to continue as your major subject. Now, getting a major is not automatic, although you get to choose any 3 pre-major or any 2 pre-major in the semester 3 and semester 4. But for choosing a major, you have to perform well, because certain departments, they have some restrictions on how many students can get a major. But in general, the most of the students get the major that they choose. And in the level 3, 4, and 5, they study mostly the major subject. And also they can study minor subjects which are optionally from other departments. For example, anybody who is studying mathematics as major can select minor courses from chemistry, biology, geological sciences, physical sciences, and eventually, if he has taken enough number of courses, can graduate with a bachelor or master of science with major in mathematical sciences and with minor in, could be, biological sciences. And throughout this 5 years, the computer science courses and humanities courses remain available to be taken as elective. This is a very broad structure, very quick overview. And please remember that at the level 5, the level 5 is mostly dedicated towards the research MS project. We'll come to that in more detail. And again, very quickly, level 1 is common for all. Level 3, you choose your pre-major, and level 3, 4, 5 with major, and level 5 is MS project. Now, BSMS in CDS, computational and data sciences, is very, very similar. There too, the first year is common. You get to study everything, all 5 subjects, including computer science and humanities. Then you select a set of pre-major, which is computer science, and then mathematics, and one of the natural sciences. And after that, you continue with your major. The major would be computational and data sciences. And you can choose minor. Minor could be from any of the natural sciences. Mathematics remains a core part of the program. So essentially, this is the very broad overview. And with that, I stop. I request Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Professor Vidisha Sinha, to tell us a little more about level 3, 4, and 5. And later, Professor Ritesh Singh will also contribute. Thank you.
Thank you, Rongita. I hope I'm audible. So we can go back to the both the slides are same. You see, this is a new program that we have started where students of already are in the CDS stream. Hmm. But let's come back to the natural and mathematical sciences, which is our more number of students join this pool, as you just heard that level 1 is everybody studies the same subject, and then in level 2 you start choosing the subjects that you want to study. There are no so in level 2 you choose a whole department, whole subject, three of those in the first semester. And then so what you see written as 3 and 4 are the third and the fourth semester. So the third semester you have chosen, so on three of those blocks 3 is written. Then in the fourth semester you are choosing two of those. So now you have just chosen the courses, and these are first and second level courses are all building upon fundamentals, while the first one also is a little simpler so that everybody gets the flavor of each of the departments. By the pre-major, the mid-level advanced studies start, but it's not completely advanced, which starts when you start taking, go to the third year and you take the major. Now from third year what changes is, now you will not have departments, so you don't have to do all the courses of the department. Now there will be now core courses and elective courses. Core courses, you have to do those core courses if you have chosen that major. And electives come in two flavors: a departmental elective. So from let's say if it is physical sciences will give you a basket of courses, and there'll be, you will know how many electives you do have to choose in a semester from the courses of study. And so you have to choose, but you know now your interests is important. If you have grown an interest towards one part of physics, you would take that and you start choosing. And then these are departmental electives. You also have open electives where you have the option of choosing beyond the major subject that you are studying. So one of the mandates of IISER is interdisciplinary sciences, is that we learn about other disciplines, so that when we later on want to do research, we can bring in the tools of and our understanding and concepts from all these different disciplines and attack a problem. Like, that's the basically why such a structure has been designed. Which is what these open electives, when you start choosing subjects, not subjects, courses that you do from other departments, it just fills up your kitty. Okay, which when you have enough number of courses from, let's say if you were a biology major and you did some courses from physics, you can, in the end when you are graduating, you would get a minor in physics if you have that. Okay, we also have students who have double minors, so major in one subject and two minors. So the whole point of the third to fifth year is to slowly gear you up towards research. Yeah, your labs will start having different kind of project works. The choice of subjects given to you is to encourage you to get into other fields and feel them out, and maybe specialize not in one but two such subjects. And in addition to the core and electives, what you also have, what we call are audit courses. If really someone has that kind of an intellectual capability to not only do the minimum requirements but wants to learn more, maybe a little more advanced or diversify his or her training, then we give that option, that you can enroll yourself into audit courses and learn those. Okay, the flexibility of an audit course is that if you couldn't manage to, maybe you took up a challenge and you couldn't manage to do well, then it will not affect your final performance. So I think that is the main thing that I wanted to say, that there are core electives, core courses, elective courses, and audit courses. And this design is such that you get to get a flavor of all the different subjects, and finally try on interdisciplinary sciences. Maybe what you next, I think our UGC convener would tell you more about what you do when you choose in the fifth year the research project, how that goes on. So over to Ritesh.
Ritesh, please unmute.
Okay, sorry. Hi, my name is Ritesh Singh. I'm handling the undergraduate affairs from physics department I belong. So once you reach your seventh semester, that is the beginning of fourth year, you will see that the teaching pattern in our all the departments goes from theory and experiments to yet another level, which becomes the projects. So different departments in different semester offer different possibilities of research projects. And till before this, whenever you handled a course, you had you learned something and then you will be asked a question. And these are the questions that typically have known answers. Now, when you go to projects, you start to ask questions that have unknown answers, or you roughly know where the answer may be, but typically they have unknown answers. And that's where the research begins, because we are now not solving a problem, we are attempting to find an answer. Every effort is an attempt. Every attempt teaches us something. And this project gives you a very nice glimpse of what you are going to do. So here I have listed the structure, the credit structure of only 5 departments, and the computer science, this thing is not listed here because the MS program in the computer science is just going to start, and their credit structure, the details of which is not yet final. And among these 5 disciplines, they are classical disciplines. People do research in the core discipline, and they also do across the disciplines. And here itself, among the people who have been talking are quite a bit interdisciplinary. We have Professor Anirban from maths, who is also an expert in various biological systems. Just now you heard Bidisha Sinha. She's a biophysicist. Rangit Bhattacharya works over the overlap of chemistry and physics. And here we have Ayan Banerjee, who also in the overlap of bio and our dean student. He's also works over bio and physics. So we have wide variety of overlapping areas. And you will see that and while doing your coursework and research in the departments like geology, or even in biology, especially in biology, the projects related to ecological studies, you will go out and do the field work. Okay. And other departments like chemistry and physics, all the lab works are typically indoors. And theoretical studies is there everywhere. The analysis that we do of all the data that we accumulated, or the simulations that we did that need to be analyzed. And you will learn from the experts and practicing all the senior students who will be right a few years senior to you, who have just learned these things about all of these things that the explorations that we do. We keep on making attempt. We might make a little adjustment in our attempt because the problem is not getting solved. So this is really gives you a flavor of what research is quite early on, as early as the beginning of your fourth year. So seventh semester onwards, you got an option, not a enforcement. You can choose not to start that early in some of the department, but the fifth year is a compulsory projects. So you can choose to start early, or you can choose to start slightly late. It gives you quite a bit of flexibility. And apart from this, there are possibility of doing summer projects, which are also typically very much research projects. So this 5-year program is giving you towards the later part a glimpse of research in fundamental natural sciences and at the cutting edge level, where you are ready to project yourself into the entire world that, yes, I have this expertise and I can do some research. So that's all from my side. I hand over it back to Anirban.
So thank you, Ritesh. Thank you very much. Now I would request Professor Anand Banerjee, our Dean of Student Affairs, to give us the light on the students' life and everything others related to the students at IISER Kolkata. Please.
Yeah. So am I properly audible? I hope I'm audible, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
You are edible. Yes.
So yeah, so welcome everybody. I am extremely pleased that this time we are actually doing such a very interesting initiative where we're actually reaching out to the prospective students who would like to join us. And so what we heard till now was, of course, the academics for which you are primarily going to come to IISER Kolkata. But remember, this is a place which will probably transform you. It's not probably, it will almost certainly transform you, because you enter it at the time when, when you've probably never stayed outside your home, and where you've had your parents and your loved ones around you. This is the time where, and you might have even felt a little confined, but this is the place where you are going to evolve as a personality, and this will prepare you for the life to come. So I have a short presentation here about what we really do, what we really have at IISER Kolkata, in the sense of it's. Let me just share this. Yeah. So I hope this is visible. So as I said, what we really have to offer you at IISER Kolkata, where in this journey of you're being transformed into a human being who's thinking, empathetic, as well as somebody and creative. That is the most important thing, I guess. I think arts and sciences and arts, everywhere, I think creativity is something that helps us live, really, because it's that important. So the students affairs section is going to take care of you, take care of your life here, while the academics, of course, makes you experts in whatever fields you choose to study. The students affairs section ensures that your journey here is comfortable, and that your creativity gets enough scope to manifest itself and finally establish you as a human being whom the world will really care about. So as you see, we have, of course, the facilities that we have. So maybe I will just turn on my pointer. So we have, of course, the hostel. So every BSMS student is mandatorily required to live on campus. We have the mess, and I can tell you, I've been all over the country, and all of us, of course, who are talking to you now, are people who travel all over the country and internationally as well. But I can really tell you that the IISER Kolkata mess is probably, I of course, you would think that I would be biased because I am in IISER Kolkata. But then I can really tell you, even we have had people who have come from outside and commented the fact that the mess food that we provide is probably the best in the country. This is something that I'm sure you will find out. I mean, we have very good options in veg, non-veg, whatever you want. And this is something that our students really like, and it's they who run it as well, which is what really ensures the quality and all that. So then, other than that, this is a time where there's a lot of pressure on students, and of course, many of you just live in this virtual world where we don't live in joint families, and a lot of pressure is there, of course, in academia and all that. So you at times need a bit of a shoulder to rest on. There are issues that you face which are which are affecting your mental health. So we have a mind care and wellness center along with the 24/7 online counseling cell which we have. It's online. It's a service provider, Your Dost, which has a lot of experienced counselors, psychiatrists as well, doctors. Of course, we have a medical facility 24/7 where there will be attendance. And if you fall ill, you can just go there. And we have AIMS, Kalyani, just opposite to us. So you will be taken care of in terms of your health, in a way that you will not miss home, really. We have indeed, along with that, we have medical insurance for every single student for hospitalization. And most importantly, there is a student activity center which allows you to, which allows your creativity to bloom. Because finally, what the crucial thing is, mens sana in corpore sano, which means sound mind and a sound body, of course. So therefore, we have students. I think this is a happy campus. Happy campus. We have representation from every part of India. And in fact, after you join, we will be doing this kind of an integration session where we actually map, what are the representations from different parts of the country. So we started this program last year, this integration program, and I can tell you that we actually saw that the whole map of India. So people came and stuck pins at different places from where they come from, and it was entirely filled up. We have representation from everywhere, and we also celebrate all the cultural festivals that different regions of India actually celebrate. We have several clubs and societies. I'll give a little bit of details after that. Then we have this Inquivesta. This is something really, really unmatched. This is the only purely science festival that we have, that IISER Kolkata started way back in 2012, and that actually 2011, I would say. And that is quite unmatched, because this is something that is dealing only with science manifested in different representations. Sports, of course, clubs, lots of clubs. We have seminars. This is a campus that is embedded into the rural heart of Bengal, but Kolkata is only about, the airport is 45 kilometers, and nowadays it takes less than an hour to go, and once the highway gets completed, it will take even less. So the campus, as I said, is beautiful. You will actually see all 6 seasons of the year absolutely manifested wonderfully, in terms of just how the weather changes, how the birds, you have a wonderful repertoire of birds here. We have a nature club, of course, which conducts these nice, morning walks, and also it's absolutely beautiful. It's completely green, as I said. This is the rural heart of Bengal, but you also get, this place has become, it's urbanized quite a lot. And of course, we have students, the Students Affairs Council, who help us administer things where students are concerned. And of course, we have hostel nights and bonfires. So people here, as I said, are happy. Cultural activities, we have like 10 clubs here. You can see everything is covered. One important thing I would like to tell you is that this IICM, this is the IISER NISER CEB.
Oyan,
Yeah, sorry?
your slides are not changing. Are you changing slides?
Yes.
No, it is stagnant here completely. It is in the second slide.
But I am
First slide.
changing.
It's in the first slide.
I don't know, but I am changing here.
I think the wrong window has been shared.
On Google Meet as well? Oh, did I stop sharing?
In the Google Meet as well as in the YouTube.
But it's saying that it's sharing, no? Okay, let me just stop.
Now it's visible.
Now it is
Virtual
there.
activities, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so is this showing now?
Yeah. So you are in slide 3 now.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, I did not do anything. I just hit this thing.
But I think you are sharing the PowerPoint window, but not
Yeah.
really the slideshow.
Yeah, but wait.
So anyway, please change it manually.
Yeah. I'm showing you a screen. So should I just stop and start again?
No, fine, you can continue.
Fine. You can start from
It's
the
okay.
third.
So I guess
Yeah.
anyway. So this is what you're seeing now. Is it fine? Is it fine?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
fine. And okay, so when I change, something is going wrong. Okay, I'm seeing on YouTube as well. So let me just stop and start again once. This is really odd because I have.
You are sharing
Let
the
me
PowerPoint.
just start again.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it change? I'm sharing my entire.
it's fine.
I just changed, right? Okay.
Fine now.
Great. Okay, so I'm sorry for this interruption. I don't know what really happened, but anyway, so we have, as I said, I was going, So this INSI cultural meet, IISER NISER CBS IISc cultural meet, So that has happened 5 times. IISER Kolkata has won 4 out of 5 IICMs. So the last time we organized IICM at IISER Kolkata, and we won again. And the difference was almost 2,000 points, where it was actually lesser than the difference that we had the last time IICM was held, which was at IISER Mohali in 2023. So we also have lots of sports clubs, 8 clubs that I've listed here. We have inter-batch sports competitions. We also are, very enthusiastic participants in the IISM, where we actually, we generally are in the top, fourth or fifth is the spot. That is where I think we will try to break into the top 3, I think this time even. But then we have beautiful, tennis courts, and we have football ground, cricket ground, a beautiful Olympic level swimming pool, actually. It's quite wonderful. And then we are actually getting an full-fledged athletics ground made up, which will probably start in the next couple of months. I mean, when you are here, you will probably have it, opened very quickly. Hostels, yeah, this is the main thing, because you're staying out from your home, and it is our job to make you feel at home. So we have 3 hostels, and Nivedita Hall, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Hall, and Isha Chandra Vidyasagar Hall. And out of these, Nivedita and NSCB is where girls also stay. ICVS Isha Chandra Vidyasagar Hall is only for boys. But these are hostels where you get absolutely modern amenities. Amenities like, we have washing machines, of course, the Wi-Fi is there, and hostels are clean. I personally visit the hostels every month. The wardens are always available. We have hostel assistants all the time. And we at the moment, I think people are happy. As I said, we do not receive complaints at all, almost. And we ensure that we are always up to speed in giving the students a flavor of, Bengal, of everything, to just absolutely ensure that you do not miss anything that you had at home. And this is a very important thing about what you do after you leave IISER. And this is some data that we have compiled. And as you see, that our students are, of course, very, very successful. But the biggest agglomeration that you have is actually in the United States of America. And second is India. As this is the list which actually tells you where students are going. But Europe also is very, very densely populated. But along with that, we also have Taiwan, China, Ireland, Norway, Japan, as I said, South Korea. So students are going all over the world after they finish their BSMS program. And mostly it is PhD. So more than about half the students go for PhD abroad. About 20% PhDs in India. Government and private jobs, as you see, 13%. So MBA 10%. Other studies means there are people who actually get ready for UPSC and other exams. But you can see that IISER Kolkata students, after they graduate, they do something, and they do something productive, and finally do things that make this world a better place. Our faculty, our alumni have become faculty at many different, very, very well-known institutions in India, which include IIT Madras, IISc Bangalore, JNC, ASR. This is the SN Bose National Center for Basic Sciences, HRI, IIT Bombay, NIT Srinagar, JU, IISER TVM. There is also IISER Mohali. This is not a complete list. These are just representatives. But very importantly, we also have BSMS students who are very successful entrepreneurs. So these 3 students that you see, all are BSMS, and they have companies of their own, and they are multi-million-dollar companies. These are actually based outside India, but they also have offices in India. This is something that we really focus on. I'll come to that as well. People also get jobs. We have people in both the private and the public sector. And most importantly, what I was going to stress upon now is that, this is the time where everybody is looking at innovation and entrepreneurship. There's a lot of funding. Even the government provides a lot of funding in startups. So IISER Kolkata has this incubator center of its own. This is funded by the Government of India, the Department of Science and Technology. It's called the Research, Innovation and Scientific Entrepreneurship RISE Foundation, IISER. And it hosts about 35 incubators at the moment. And we are always encouraging students to come up with out of the box ideas. In fact, at the moment there is a BSMS student group and BSMS and PhD students who have actually won funding from DST. Again, this is the first in the IISER system, funding in the Niti Prayas scheme. There's a scheme by DST to fund students original ideas where they will actually try to make a prototype that can be commercialized. This is very, very big. Along with the academic program, of course, we continuously encourage students to come up, test out new ideas. There are absolute state-of-the-art facilities, laboratories. You get this continuous flavor of high-end research happening all the time with your academics. And if you do have, to have ideas which you think will be changing the way we live, you're absolutely welcome to explore them. So this is what you have some nice photos here from the different. This is mostly from our annual programs, and we have a very, very active drama club, theater club. It's called the Arshi, and then there is the different. Pixel is the photography club. Jankar is a music program that we have, and that this dancing, this is happening, I think, in one of the Inquivesta rock show, battle of bands or something, or dance shows. And this is again lots of pictures of how people are happy at IISER. And this was actually taken last year. This year actually, Inquivesta, its 11th edition happened in 2025 February. We look forward to having you. And any questions, I think we are open for that. Yeah, so I'm done.
Yeah, thank you, Arun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So now we have some questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are a few questions that have been there both at the YouTube as well as in our Google Meet. So I will try to basically narrate those of them. There are a few questions there. So I request Professor Angit Bhattacharya or from Professor Bidisha Sinha and Ritesh Singh and Professor Ayan Banerjee to reply those questions or address those questions. So the first question is coming from Mr. Piyush Kumar. He has a couple of questions, which says that he wants to know how many professors are there in the CDS department.
So in CDS, we have 4 faculty members at the moment.
And are there any active coding clubs are there or not? We have coding clubs, yeah.
We do have. Students can tell you more about it.
Yes. From the SAC?
Yes, yeah. So we have the SAC members sitting here.
Yeah, so I also like to introduce you that we have the Student Affairs Council's members here. SAC members, can you please introduce yourself and then go for the answer to these queries?
Yes, I hope I'm audible. I think we all should be audible. I am Shayana Viswas. I am currently the General Secretary of the Student Affairs Council of the Academic Section. I would like others to introduce themselves as well.
Hello. Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
So my name is Om Khare and I'm also the General Secretary for the Academic Section of the Student Affairs Council.
Hello, myself Vidhi Bhushan, General Secretary of Student Affairs Council, Hostel and Transport.
I'm Deepshika, and I'm student representative.
Yeah, so can we come back to the question? Orko, I think, is left here.
Yes, about the coding club we have, I think the SAC team can ponder and say something about it. We are arranging hackathons, I think, and many other very active programs in these events regarding coding. Yeah.
For our coding club, it has a very interesting name. The name is slash dot, and our coding club is an extremely active club, and there are a lot of events and activities that are happening all the year round. We have a very active coding community. We have a WhatsApp group and lots of other groups where people ask all sorts of questions regarding different programming languages and different sorts of things. Well, myself, I'm not that well adept with coding, not as much as some of the, I mean, really interested and enthusiastic students out there. And they sit together, and we have great computing facilities as well. Of course, students have their personal computers, but we have something called the computer center, where students are allowed to go and try out all of their coding knowledges, and they have access to that 24/7 all throughout. And there are lots of events. For example, there are competitions, and there are, interesting events like hackathons as well. And from there, we even send students to other institutes and competitions, intra-university and inter-institute competitions as well. So basically, that's it. If there are any further questions, you can ask.
So thank you for addressing this the query from Piyush. So we have another query from Swagat. So he's telling us how to join IISER Kolkata for MS, the masters.
All right. I'll try to answer that. This is Ranjit here. So, by MS, if it is a master's program, then you should check our website, apply.iiserkol.ac.in. If you just search for IISER Kolkata, apply, it should come up in the Google. And in this application portal, all our programs, including master's, doctoral program, and all programs are listed. So you will find all instructions how to join. And if you're talking about the BSMS program, then you have to search for IISER aptitude test, and you go to the IISER admission website. There you will find all the instruction, what to do, what are the syllabus, when the exams take place, all important details. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Bhattacharya. So the next is from PKPH, some student. He wants to know about placements after BSMS and PhD in India and abroad.
So I think I shared a slide saying that, we have people all over the world, mostly doing PhDs. More than, I think, total PhDs are about 70% of the students go for PhDs. But independently, we also have a placement cell in place. And what we see is that we try to get, what we see is that people actually are, as the data says, is 70% want to do PhDs. So we also do get companies here who would like to hire students. That placement is about, I think, again, I showed that people in private sector is about 13%. So we do get people placed directly in companies like TCS, life sciences and all that. We have had people actually joining Shell and all earlier. That does happen. And the placement cell is something that we are developing further, because we do feel that there should be people who get the opportunity to explore jobs in the private sector. For public sector, of course, there are people who go for UPSC and all that. IIM is a 10% students go for management studies. For PhDs, of course, abroad, you typically, 70% go for PhDs, 50% go abroad. Half of the students go abroad, as it's clear. So that depends now mostly on, individual applications. But I can tell you that the fact that we actually have active research happening all the time, the students are in touch with research labs, and also almost everyone does summer programs. And especially people who work who get themselves associated in IISER Kolkata labs from a very young stage, they usually land up with publications. And that is really useful in getting a PhD position if you're trying it abroad.
Thank you, Professor Banerjee, for this clarification. The next is from Oritra Dash. So he has a very interesting question. Is what about the PhD on artificial intelligence from IISER Kolkata? He is an Inspire scholar, DST, and a bachelor's level student in physics.
So I would like to answer this one. So Orithro, again, as we just told you that there is a apply page on IISER Kolkata website where you will get these advertisements on when our PhD applications start. They typically start in for the autumn semester and the spring. Both semesters have a PhD entry. We have the CDS department who do work on artificial intelligence, so you will be able to get projects on artificial intelligence for your PhD. However, you have to check the eligibility criteria a little carefully when you apply, and whether Inspire is enough or not. It would right now our application portal is closed, so whenever it opens again, you will have to take a close look at it, look at the labs, and then take your decision.
Thank you, Professor Sinha, for the answers to the query. And there is one from Ashish Khandra. He says that is a general, I think, admission question. He says he's unable to submit his EWS certificate within the deadline, but he uploaded his acknowledgement slip of EWS, but now he's not getting a seat as a reserve category student. So he's requesting the authority.
So if I can just add here that we are the wrong people for this, you will have to quickly write to Ask Jack. You will see there's this email where it will get recorded officially that you have asked for this request. Your request will really get officially recorded and they will reply you. Okay, if you have not already done, please write to Ask Jack or Jack Chair of this year. You will get the contact addresses on the IISER admissions webpage. DOA, Dean Academics, Rongida, you can add if you want to say something.
No, this is fine. I mean, basically all admission related query should go to the email address given in the IISER admission website.
Okay. And thank you, Professor Sinha, once again. So there is one question from Samarth Sivastav. He has a couple of questions. The first question is that is there any club for students interested in civil services? I think the SAC can.
A really interesting question. There are two-phased answer to this. There is a two-phased answer. First phase, simple, is no, there currently does not exist a club. The second question is, can there exist one? Now, there are existing lots of clubs now. You can even form your student groups. There are lots of student groups in our campus. You can definitely form a group. We would be happy, and our student community is a very bustling community. And we have students preparing for not only civil services, but lots of other examinations where they sit together, ask questions, solve problems, and share their common dreams and goals, and they come together. It's IISER Kolkata is a beautiful place for that. I think that should answer your question.
Thank you. I think Samarth will get the answer very well from here. Now, he also asks another question is that what is the fee structure for EWS student having annual income less than 1 lakh?
All right. So, I mean, for fee structure, I mean, as long as the registration fee or admission fee is concerned, EWS students, as per the Government of India rule, they do not enjoy any benefit, no waiver. However, for EWS students, the institute is considering and not just EWS, any student who has economical hardship that merit and means scholarship. Owen can tell us a little more on that, please.
Muting is not happening. I'll just.
Hello?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My thing shows muted, but anyway, okay. Yeah. So basically, we have sort of plans in place to start to help EWS students. So we cannot offer any fee waiver because that is not something that our the Ministry
It is
of
still not final, but we are working on it.
That's what I'm saying. So the Ministry of Education does not allow us to, it's not a policy to offer waivers, but we are in the process of developing some kind of an opportunity or some sort of a program where EWS students could be provided some kind of financial,
Right.
help or stipend of sorts, going through a selection criteria.
Thank you, Professor Banerjee.
I just wanted to add something about, because I thought my thing was muted, but it is showing muted, but I'm apparently not. Anyway, so there's civil services question. So for civil services, what is required is all-round efficiency. Okay, you need to be an all-rounder. You need to be well-versed in different areas. You need to have lots of opinions of your own. So what we have as the clubs, especially the clubs associated with culture. I mean, if you are members of, we in fact in IncuVesta in the IICM, we have debating competitions, and we have Model United Nations, that kind of programs. So if you are good in that, that means we have a overall perspective about an opinion about the world, which I think will stand you in very good stead when you appear for the civil services exams. And also the fact that we teach a very interdisciplinary curriculum that also helps you to crack these kind of exams. So it is not really a club on this. Is of course something that would be difficult to ascertain. I mean, to decide actually what club that would do. Actually, anyway, so there was a question probably, right?
Yes. Yes, Professor Banerjee, I think it clarifies the questions that has been asked. And next, I move to somebody who's physics lover. He says that, is it possible to minor in computational data science with major in natural science?
Yes, I mean, we have many students who get their major in, say, physical sciences or chemical sciences with minor in computational and data sciences. It's already happening. We offer that. Yes.
Thank you, Professor Bhattacharya. Now, from Dev Garg, he says, when will be the admission process starts for BSMS?
Actually, the first advertisements comes up on Science Day, which is February 28th. So next
July.
year, February 28th, it will start, and then the application portal will open in a month or so. Okay, so for this year, it's ongoing, so no more application can be accepted.
So yeah, thank you, Professor Sinha. I think there are a couple of overlapping questions which I think has been addressed by other from the IISER Kolkata section. Maybe so. There is one query by Ashish Kandra. He was telling about this EWS acknowledgement slip, and as Professor Sinha said, that we should write to the correct committee, that is Arcs Jack, I think. And what he is telling that he wrote through the email, but there was no reply. Even he called them, but there was no reply from there too.
So
we
can assure you that we are noting your name, and we'll pass it on to our JAC coordinator so that they can try to fish out your email and answer back to you. Okay.
So there is one general questions from I think some A Das. He says, what are the advantages of IISER Kolkata over ISC Bangalore? Why to choose IISER system? So it's a very general question, I think.
Okay. I mean, see, every IISER is special. Every institution is special in that way. I mean, like every institute has their strong point in teaching, in the environment, like Owen mentioned, how the students spend their life. So it is probably not correct to compare between the institutions. Okay. I mean, this would be like comparing apples and oranges. Of course, I mean, like some institutes are more famous than others. that we acknowledge. I mean, it might be possible. So in that case, whether you put one institute above others, that would be purely from the student's perspective. From our side, we believe that most of the all institutes, they have their strong points and weak points, but cannot be compared in general, like the common commodities. It is not possible. Very sorry that we can't answer directly your question.
So I just have a comment about that. So both myself and Rungit are products of IISc. I can tell you that the IISc BSMS, that thing that happened of almost simultaneously with with IISERs. But the IISERs were set up, at IISERs, teaching is as important as research. It is very crucial. IISc was always a research institute. We both of us did our PhD. Myself and Rungit did our PhDs there. It was predominantly a research institute. Teaching came afterwards. So that so obviously there were teachers who had to teach, who had not taught to the level of, and it was always a master's institute. It was ISC for its almost 100 years, probably close to 100 years, has been a research institute. It's not been a teaching institute. So the teachers who were in ISC had not really faced UG students. So they have, of course, brilliant careers as researchers, but many of them, and of course, there are many very, very, very good teachers as well. But just keep this mind that IISERs are institutes which was started as undergrad teaching institutes from the beginning, from the onset. ISC started the teaching program for BSMS much later, and the stress had been on research. However, that said, I totally agree with Rangit that you cannot really compare institutions. I mean, ISC has a legacy of more than a century, and that cannot be compared with IISERs. We had just, turned 18, so we have just reached, official adulthood. And IISc is like 102 years old, probably.
Thank you, Professor Banerjee and Professor Bhattacharya, for this clarification and the queries raised. And there is a very interesting question from Dose. He says that he's confused between CDAs and BTech course. Can you enlighten me with a bit about their future and what should I go with the next round? He got a BS in economics, might be, in IISER Bhopal.
Can I say a little bit before Dean Academics? We want you here so that if you're interested in computers, so that we can learn with you and really use your learning in natural sciences. Okay, that is how we want to design our CTS program, that students, bright students like you who are interested in computers, and we want to go to the depth of that field, but also learn more about natural sciences through the this is not what a BTech program usual aim is at any other place. Okay, so it has so you have to look inside you and see what interests you. If it is science which interests you and you really love coding and you are interested in computers, then I hope you understood what I said. And over to Rangita.
No, I was going to say almost the same thing. I mean, a BTech is more application oriented. So you learn the techniques, you learn what you call the technological aspects so that you can apply your computer knowledge or whatever knowledge you are learning for a real life application. On the other hand, the CDS program in IISER Kolkata, it exposes you to computational and data sciences and also to natural sciences. So overall, if you come here and if you study, then you become expert in a multidisciplinary aspect. So which means that you'd be able to apply your computational and data sciences knowledge in the field of natural sciences and vice versa. That is very, very special. Thanks. Thank you.
Just to add that we had a revolution in how to predict protein structure, for example, from insights from computer sciences. So that kind of deep fundamental work, not just application, is what we hope that we'll be able to have a culture of here.
So we go to the next one. There's maybe mostly a what do you call application-based question query is by Shomodip Nondi. He wants to know if there's a possibility of getting IISER Kolkata BSMS program with 10,000 plus IIT rank. So it's a very, I think this
this is
students
very difficult to answer. This is very difficult to answer. It depends on so many parameters that there is no straightforward answer to this question. Maybe you can wait and see what happens. I mean,
maybe you have to wait for rounds, different rounds. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, there's a clarification, basically a note made by A. Das, where he told about the IISER Kolkata or IISER Bangalore, to choose why IISER, but it is not the BSMS. He says it's for the PhD. I think still the query remains the same, and the answer provided will be the same from Professor Banerjee and Professor Bhattacharya. Yeah.
Yes, the answer remains the same. I mean, for PhD, it is more focused. I mean, if you are focusing on a particular topic, then you find out where you can get the best training for that particular topic. These cannot be answered in terms of institution, but that is more PI or supervisor level question.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you have to dig a little more on that.
So that just absolutely, I agree with Ragit. So another comment is that all these rankings that you see, they are mostly based on your, BSMS things and like that. I mean, for PhD, it is a matter of your supervisor and yourself. So we know people who have gone to Maryland and MIT and all, and have had very bad experiences. And I know people from our places, they have done wonderfully well. So it completely depends on how you sort of gel in the lab, how you are, how motivated you are, and how good you and your supervisor, what kind of a symbiotic relationship they have. So going about institute fame when you want to look for a PhD is not something that will help you.
So we move forward with the question of Piju. He was asking for a long time that he wants to know the qualification of all the professors in CDS department, and moreover, he wants to know about how to get a mentorship for Google Summer of Code. I think means maybe coding or something like that. So,
see, I mean, the professor, those who are there in the CDS department, if you browse the website, you will find their qualifications straightforward. I mean, like, you don't want us to answer that. I mean, it's a very long, they're well qualified and they know their subjects very well. And as for the promotion for Google Summer of Code, that depends on the expertise of students. Not all students will definitely be promoted or recommended for that. So unless we see the student and we see the student is very good, we are aware of the capabilities, it is impossible to say whether someone will be, promoted or recommended. That we cannot say for sure. But previously people have participated from IISER Kolkata to Google Summer of Code. This much I can confirm.
So we move to the second one. Questions by Abir Bishwas. He says that he wants to get an internship on bioinformatics in IISER Kolkata. Can you please give us some suggestions?
Yeah, so we have summer internship programs which also come up on the apply. Okay, so again, a portal where you apply, and if you are interested in particular labs, please go to our website where you can apply through the summer portal, basically.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Sinha. I think that mostly goes through the queries that I have been here. I have gone through about 80% to 90% of the queries. There are some repeated queries, but I think that is not focused on the point of the BSMS and other admissions that we are working on. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we would like to thank Devashish. I mean, you have been handling the whole thing very, very well. Thank you so much.
No, there are some
more questions.
Yeah, there is somebody just came by name Mahabharat. He's telling that please give me suggestions for my BSc physics.
Suggestions means, I mean, that's a very generic question. I mean,
yes, exactly.
Study your textbooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you come to IISER Kolkata, we'll take care of you.
Yes.
Right.
So there is a repeated question about date of commencement, Devashish.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you have addressed about it more or less, the BSMS program. I think this
No,
same
when
stuff.
will this one start? That's the question.
Okay.
So
Right.
we still don't have a date because the rounds are going on. So, but we expect somewhere around mid-August, right?
Right.
Mm.
I think that will be informed more or less after the rounds, the certain rounds are over. I think the Jack will, I think, notify the students.
Right. So
Yeah, I think
we stop here.
yes, we can. Anirban, I just give it to Anirban,
Yes.
Anirban Banerjee.
Right.
So thank you all for be part of this discussion, and we thank all the audience. I mean, for their queries and questions. So if you have further questions, we have already given you an email address, also the phone number. You can always contact us and reach us. So please write to us. We'll meet your queries. For today, then we are going to end our session. We again thank you, all panelists and all the students of the SAC members who present here, all the faculty members, and all our technical staffs. And we again thank you, the audience. So now for the time, so we say goodbye, but we are open to your questions through the emails and the phone calls. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.